Hello everyone, I want to welcome you to my cooking channel. So today I'm going to be making broccoli soup, my version that I have come up with. Yes, I'm kind of following the recipe. I'm adding a couple things to it, so I'm going to tilt the camera over, show you a couple things of what I've done so far, and kind of just walk through the rest with you. So let's get started. As you can see here on the counter, I have this bowl, pan here, filled with water and 4 chicken bouillon cubes. I use this brand. Each cube comes pre-packaged like this, and I just use 4 of those for that. So I'm going to put this behind you on the burner. And while this heats up, I'm going to zoom in right here where I'm cutting all my 4 carrots, a whole onion, and then I'm going to do my broccoli that I have here. So I'm just going to cut these up real quick. I need to actually still wash these carrots. They are fresh from the farmer's market. They still got dirt on them. People have requested cold soups. Right now I don't have any ingredients for cold soups, so I am going to just be making broccoli soup. Yes, I add carrots to it to give it that extra flavor. Just cut the ends off on both sides, and then you don't want to cut them too thin because you're going to be blending all this after it cooks down in a few minutes in your blender or your food processor. So I cut them about yay thick. Alright, so now that that's done, I'm going to actually put this in my small pan, about this size. With my onion as well. And these kind of all cook down together. I have garlic, but I don't remember if I have the fresh garlic or if I need to use my minced garlic. But whatever garlic you have on hand is perfectly fine. I know a lot of people like using fresh. Like for instance, later it'll call for some chopped parsley. I don't have any fresh on hand right now. So my secret ingredient that most people don't know, I use the parsley, but I also use, here, I'll get it out of the fridge for you guys to see. It's fresh. Here, let me just grab it for you. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, rosemary. I have some fresh rosemary here. Now I just picked up at the store. I don't know how the lighting is on you guys. So actually that's my other secret ingredient, so to say. Because I follow recipes, but just so I don't say, oh yeah, I follow your recipe, or people get upset that, oh, I changed, or I used their recipe. I'm always adding something to it. So I'm chopping up this whole onion, somewhat small pieces, but again, everything's going to be blended because this is a very thin type of soup. This calls for half and half. I don't have any, so I will use just milk and water, which is what I normally do. And then to make it that creamy texture, I use, instead of regular cheese, like what most people put in it, I have goat cheese that I have on hand, because I grew up eating goat cheese as a girl, and until I moved here about 7 years ago. And it's really hard to find goat cheese around here. So anyway, I found some the other day at Costco, so I just had to get it. So I'm going to cut up this. Let me wash it first. Take off the rubber bands. Oh, those onions are strong. I just bought those onions. They're pretty, pretty good. Let me wash these. So on these broccoli stalks, I don't usually use this part of it because it's just so tough. I'll use some of it if it feels a little squishy. So I'm going to cut the part off that's really tough. That part's okay. Take off the leaves. I don't think people want to eat leaves. Broccoli. And then just kind of cut them somewhat because it's all going to be blended down later. And then does this go in the same, let me see. Garlic, carrot, onion, and I just put them in here. Actually, not the broccoli. Broccoli goes in the other pot. So let me put water in this. Kind of put this over here. I'm going to turn you guys around in a second. So let me finish cutting up this first. Yeah, because I was asking people on my video, if y'all hadn't seen it, go check it out on my Facebook for my link that I have posted on Facebook or even my YouTube channel. And just go look it up because I had asked a whole bunch of people, or asked all you guys, what would y'all like to see me cook or make? Soups or casseroles or more baking goods versus cooking all the time, just so y'all have more variety. Alright, so here's all my broccoli. Alright. I'm going to turn you guys around so y'all can see what I'm cooking here. My garlic I have in the fridge, but let me swing you guys around here to see the food that's cooking on the stovetop. Let me scoot the camera back. Alright, hopefully y'all can see this as I'm working. Let me add my garlic. I don't have the fresh garlic like I thought. I just bought, oh wait, actually yes I do, yahoo! So, I buy it pre-peeled. So actually, while you guys are looking at this, I'm gonna actually pause it real quick for you guys while I chop this up real quick. So hold on one second. Okay, so I just chopped up my garlic. I'm adding it to this pan here. It calls for only one. I actually did two, just because I like garlic a lot. Actually, I chopped up a few more behind me. But that's for our dinner tonight. So I'm actually doing this video for you guys kind of last minute. Just kind of want to get this cranked up on high. Hopefully y'all can see what I'm doing here. There you go. I put my broccoli in this. That's for a different meal. Just kind of simmering down just enough to kind of incorporate the flavors here. So while this is cooking down, I'm going to add my sprig of rosemary. So here's my sprig of rosemary. I just break the leaves in because again, everything's going to be crushed up later in your blender. And this is just getting all the smells, everything incorporated. I add salt and pepper to taste. That smells so good. Fresh rosemary. Here's my pepper. It's about a teaspoon or so of the salt, about a teaspoon or so of pepper. Again, I'm just breaking this down so you can smell the aroma. You can see that the onions are cooking. I'm going to zoom this in for you guys real quick. So just see everything that's here. Zoom in just a little bit more. So as y'all can see, this just cooking down. It's almost there. Because on this wooden spoon, I can tell the carrots are starting to get softer. And the onions, if you can't tell, already have that iridescent color to it. Alright, now as for this pan here, I'm going to zoom you guys back out now. So as for this big pan here, I'm going to go ahead and crank up the heat on this on like medium high right now. While that cranks up, let me come behind me and grab the broccoli. Oh wait, it's right there beside me. And since I added the... Sorry, let me come back over here. Since I added the rosemary to this already, I don't need to re-add it. I am going to go ahead, turn this off. Almost all the water's gone from here also, which is perfect. And it's going to cook for a couple minutes anyway because these are electric burners. Electric burners stay hot a lot faster, a lot longer than like gas burners. So I'm going to put all the florets in here because that also gives them just that flavor of everything. So while this cooks down, I'm also going to add, here, come back over here. So I'm also going to add the tablespoon of soy sauce, but that goes in at the very end along with the milk. I'm using half. I don't use half and half like I mentioned. So I'm going to show you guys the recipe actually, if y'all can see this. Oopsie, sorry guys. I keep moving it on you. So just pause this video right here once it's on your computer and then y'all can finish reading it. But this is done. I'm going to go ahead and get my food processor out in a second. I'm going to put the lid on this pan so it can finish cooking because it just needs to just get soft, which is about maybe 5 minutes. And it says 15 to 20, but I don't even really do it because actually I'll turn it on high because I got to start dinner for my husband now. He's on his way home already. So even it says right here, food processor, if you can see that as well. So if you don't have one, people, don't worry. You can either put it in a hand blender or a or even the electric hand blender for like potatoes or things like that. So I'm making this for y'all, just quick video. It's not gonna take that long. I'm gonna come over here and grab my cheese, my goat cheese, and go ahead and break it up for you guys. So I will do that. It's behind me here in my fridge. And here, I'm gonna get this out of the bag. As you can tell, I'm gonna put it in a bowl, but I've already used quite a bit for my salads or whatever. I think I showed this in one of my previous videos before, but it's the Kirkland's brand of goat cheese. It is creamy goat cheese. So if you're looking for something solid or something that is not, that is like you can eat it like regular cheese, don't get this version. You'll need to get something else. I'm gonna scoot my camera off to this side so y'all can still see what I'm doing on both sides. There you go. Alrighty, so I already had my cutting board ready here. I am gonna remove this pan. I don't need it right now. That's for later tonight. I am gonna move this backwards. Forgot my lid right here. Or did I? It's okay. I'm not gonna bother moving anything again. Alright, so for the goat cheese, you just eyeball how much you really want of this. It is very creamy, as I had mentioned. And it depends on how creamy you want your soup. Because it's broccoli and cheese soup. This actually particular one, I don't believe even calls for cheese. But hey, I put goat cheese in everything that I do. So, I will take my knife here and come back over here. I'm going to use about half of what's left. And then fold this back up and put it back in my container. Put it back in the fridge. That's one thing with goat cheese or any dairy products is it needs to stay refrigerated. Let me grab my milk out since I am here. to know for my, as I had mentioned here earlier, here, let me scoot this up so y'all can see me, that I have other special ingredients that I use for this. Yes, I showed you guys a recipe. No, I don't follow it all the time. I never really follow a recipe in general. So it's been challenging to make these videos as it is. So, my next, so as the first, is the rosemary. I told y'all that that's my secret ingredient to the soup. The other is, can you believe, Dijon mustard. I put literally a teaspoon to a tablespoon, just depends. So those two are my secrets. Again, it calls for half and half. I use this milk here for us. So broccoli is starting to boil, it's starting to get soft. Taking the effects of the, and you want to keep this broth slash water mix already in here because it will give the soup more flavoring as well. So you get that chicken flavoring also. So I'm going to add this along with the soy sauce at the very, very end with my cheese. So those two, I'm going to go ahead and cut up this cheese. Kind of crumbles as you cut it anyways. Not sure if y'all can see, but just literally just breaks off. It's so good. My husband doesn't care for it too much. He says it's on the tangy side, so y'all do need to be cautious about that. It does make things tangy. The other day I made us some spaghetti, homemade spaghetti sauce and everything, and instead of using Parmesan cheese or mozzarella cheese like what most people do, I ended up just using about the same amount of my goat cheese as I am tonight, and he thought it was the best thing ever. Yeah, it was a little tangy and not quite as what he was used to, but he really, really enjoyed it. And the second day, when the cheese melts even more, when you reheat it back up and all those flavors reincorporate, it tastes even better than that. So now that this is boiling, I will turn it off. I am going to come over here, grab my food processor, and I'm gonna twist the camera around on the other counter so you guys will kind of get to see my whole kitchen today. So all my hot burners are off. All right. Alright guys, so I'm going to switch you guys back around yet again, and you can see my food processor here. I will just put the stuff in there, turn it on, but I'm going to pause the video once I turn it on because y'all can't hear anything, and then when I finish grating everything up, I'm going to put everything in this bowl so that y'all can see it, and I'll zoom in on that in just a moment. So let me put my carrots and onions and garlic, and don't forget the rosemary. Alright, now that this is on, where's my lid? Right here. And I'm just going to say puree because I want it very, very thin. So let me pause this because you're not going to hear anything but this, and it's very, very loud. Okay, so as you saw, or I forgot, didn't show you yet, here are the carrots that are ground up. Yes, it's very mushy. It's not watery yet, but I added all my broccoli in my food processor. I'm about to put the lid on and do the same thing to that. And then I'll be right back again. Okay, I put the broccoli and the carrots back in here. As you can see, it's kind of on the thicker side. Let me zoom in for you guys. It's on the, see that? So I like my soup this way. I don't like it like mush, mush, mush. But let me zoom back out. Because yes, it's starting to bubble. So now I'm gonna have it on medium-high heat. I will go ahead and add my mustard. I'm just gonna kind of squirt it in there. Got some on my thumb. And then my soy sauce. Kind of, not too much because this has a lot of salt. So that was about a teaspoon of soy sauce. I'm gonna mix this all in. Add my cheese. I probably should have ground this up a little bit more. But I kind of wanted to try it this way instead of like pure, like soup. But if you guys really like it like really soupy, then of course just keep grinding it. I'm leaning over, gonna put all my cheese in here and let that dissolve. And then I'm gonna put the lid on because it's starting to splatter. Okay, I'm actually not really gonna blend that in too much, just a little bit, because see, it already gives it that creamy texture. And then let me go ahead and add the milk, just a splash. It says for 2 cups of milk, but to me it's already pretty liquidy. And where's my lid? I just had it. So just because I don't want it splattering right at the moment. Remember the milk I mentioned? So, literally, that's literally it. Let me stir it in, make sure it looks right. At least that's the way I go by, is looks a lot. Stir this all in, and then I usually keep this on for kind of like simmering, just to keep the flavors like going really good. And that, YouTube world, is my soup. I will let it simmer probably about 10 minutes or so. Keep the lid on all the way, let it simmer for about 10 more minutes. I'm gonna crank up the heat just a little bit. And then that pretty much sums up my video for my broccoli soup. So obviously you can eat it hot, which most people prefer broccoli soup hot. I've never tried it cold. What I normally do is, if I'm like on the go and in a really big hurry, I will actually make it even thinner than this, like actual liquid, and I will put it in a mug like you do your coffees, and I'll take it to go, and that'll be my lunch on the go. Or they have like these special mugs or cups or whatever you want to call it also that they have that for. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It will be up in about 2 weeks because I have muffins in my next video that will be up next week. Today I uploaded this beef stroganoff recipe up a day early. I was able to edit it a little bit earlier than expected, so that's already up, so go look at that and hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, so everyone who hits the subscribe button will be able to see all my videos and they will get notifications as well. I hope everyone has a blessed week and stay tuned, and I will see you next week. Bye.